Good morning, Candida.
Good morning, Sergey.
So, how was your short stay with us?
It was beautiful, better than I expected, very friendly, open-hearted, loving.
If you can
And
speak
fun.
a little bit louder.
My short stay here was quite lovely. It was beautiful people here, very friendly, open-hearted. I mean, the usual stuff that happens with doing any sort of deep spiritual seeking. I think it opens your heart. And even though I came under sort of difficult circumstances, everything turned out great, and I'm very, very happy I'm here. I'm very, very happy, Sergey, that you're not some, the psychedelic renaissance has created a lot of big ego type facilitators with their huge assholes or sexual predators. And I'm very relieved you are not that. And that, in fact, this is a family friendly retreat center. Again, I have, as a woman who has a lot of sexual trauma, it just felt so safe. I felt so loved and protected, but I was just very, very moved by that.
Okay. Well, we didn't discuss that aspect of your healing.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have enough time to get.
I've done a lot of healing. I've
deep
done a
into it.
lot of work on that aspect of myself. So I feel healed. I mean, I feel joy. This is, again, something I've been working on for some years now.
Okay, very good. So maybe you want to share about the medicine itself, your experience with it, and how it started, and the progression.
I gotta say, I feel so unqualified since I did so little with you, and yet I can see how powerful it is, and how powerful it is to be outdoors experiencing this with you again. I am a nature level lover, so that resonates with me. It's a gentle medicine. It will take you where you want to go, as long as you're open to love and the beauty of this universe. It will definitely take you there. I mean, I just felt happy. I just felt happy on it.
Yeah.
Like a child. I remember being a kid and just lying in the grass, or staring at a blade of grass and watching an ant, and just that beauty and that wonder, and just getting completely absorbed. This medicine takes you back to that childlike wonder and knowledge of our connection.
That is so true. That you nailed that. That's exactly what the healing is.
I know.
Healing is many things here.
Yeah.
It's kind of multi level, but that's really this aspect that you mentioned. That's extremely important, and that's where you really connect to your true self.
Yeah, exactly.
To your inner child.
Yeah. It's so important to remember that in order to heal.
Yeah.
To remember the purity of oneself.
In order to be, period.
Yeah.
Is the very essence of who you are.
Yep.
A childlike state of wonder, purity, and connection.
Yeah.
That's what we forget.
Yep.
As we grow up, life gets in the way.
Yeah. We get trapped in making money or status, or
ego,
we just lose ourselves.
Yeah,
Exactly. We
exactly.
just lose ourselves as we become adults, and it's just
And
sick.
you forgot who you are.
Yeah, totally
And then,
forgot.
It starts the series of problems. Because we just forgot who we are.
Yeah, it's pretty much the basis of problems. Forgetting our true nature.
Exactly. And then we wander through life like people with amnesia. Just kind of
Exactly.
self-forgetness.
Yep.
Just walk through life not knowing who you are and what you are doing.
Yeah, completely.
So the
agree.
medicine just takes you straight to that sacred space within, where you remain a child. That's the beauty of it. It shows you that nothing has changed.
Yeah, exactly.
You are what you were,
Yeah.
but you just forgot that.
Yep.
reminds you who you actually are.
Yeah.
Of course, we're adults, and we can look through this through a mature eyes, through mature mindset, but with the same purity and connection and wonder and sense of magic that we had when we were 5.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's where the healing is. And when you connect that adulthood with the childhood together to the medicine, it all makes sense. All your life kind of come alive, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I have found in my various spiritual practices that I do, is that everything starts to, all the disparate parts of my life, like my interest, why that, you know, start to make sense. And then, oh, I get it. It's reminding me, it's pointing me to realizing my true nature. You know, just remembering that, and that everything does make sense. Like when your life feels like, you know, if you're paying attention, right, if you're being mindful of what's going on, you're just confused. You can be confused if you're not mindful. But once you're mindful...
Of course, confusion is the state of the world.
Right, exactly. I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, confusion is the state of the world. So once you can gain that clarity, you find peace.
Exactly, and
you know.
peace brings healing.
Yeah, and living
Deep
here
healing.
in this moment.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd see this with
Brings presence
medicine.
and peace, you know, and healing. That's what clarity does.
Yeah.
That's what Huachuma clarity does. You know.
Definitely. I'm gonna
Clarifies the way.
I'm going to have a sip of water.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Cotton mouth.
Yeah, of course. Forgot mine, but this man. That's exactly right. So the clarity is the key to healing. And Huachuma is the medicine of clarity, you know, is that abundance of clarity that just shines light on everything and you just see.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see it, and someday I'll stay longer.
I should imagine how deep that goes. That's why people come here for months, because you go so deep into yourself, in the world, in life, you know, in the mystery, just kind of peeling layers of fears away, you know, each ceremony, while gaining more trust in the medicine, yourself, in the environment, you know. You go very deep, very deep. So how was the medicine, just the experience itself? The first time when you didn't know. It was your first Huachuma in your life.
Oh, I think I had peyote when I was a teenager. But it was that's a long time ago since I was
in Mexico.
No, in Las Vegas, in the desert. I just remember I lived there as a sophomore in high school and did a lot of acid. And I just remember taking peyote and in the desert. I remember just walking out in the desert. You know, when you're young and fit, you just keep trucking, right? Exactly, oblivious to how much harm you're getting. So I don't remember much of it. And again, and probably back then, and this is, I think when you're a teenager, if you start to get nervous under a psychedelic, someone will hand you a beer, right? So it's not it's not like as mindful adults do psychedelics. Like, we're like, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to focus on this. And this is the medicine, not like, let's get high. So, again, I don't remember much of it. I'm sure I had fun. So I did feel the fun factor in it. I just felt like, oh, this is nice. It's very subtle, visuals, very subtle, but I could sense, like, this can go a lot. I know there can be a lot more visuals. So it's just subtle and comfortable, and, and your presence is always fun. I'll just say that,
Oh, it's not near presence. It's presence.
Presence is fun.
As present as you can
Presence
be. You're
is fun.
in the very fabric of the moment.
Yeah.
On a molecular level of it.
So
you actually see the moment being stretched forever.
Yeah.
There is no more moment than the moment.
Right.
There is no more present than a stretch in eternity moment,
Yeah. So I just, I just felt fun and felt very friendly and comfortable with you three guys, around. It was nice to look and see where you were, hope you're doing okay kind of thing. Because, of course, they had stronger doses than me. So, of course, I was curious. So I was curious about what was their experience.
You have no idea where they were.
I have a baby dose.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
They took black medicine, so it's like it's a whole new dimension of the work. You know?
Yeah.
But it's okay because it doesn't matter. My work is to bring everyone to where they have to be, where they need to be to do the work.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what medicine I give you, what medicine I give them. Everybody will be in the same state, and do the work that needs to be done. So tell me, how was the difference between going to the field, which is a place of silence and birds, and the river, which is a place of energy and sound?
Well, I love water. I'm a fire sign. I need water. I totally need water. Like, I live near the beach. I go to the beach. I love rivers. I go to Big Sur, just to chill, and I just love being around water, Especially, I will say, rivers and streams are more calming for me than the ocean. The ocean has a lot of energy, but it can be, so can rivers. It can be very cruel. But I just love the sound of,
water.
It was beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful. I felt, I had a queen-like feeling, I'll say that, sitting by myself. It was lovely.
VIP spot.
Yeah.
You and the mountains.
Yeah. Oh, I loved. We were kind of surrounded by the mountains and seeing like the new moon and watching it it sort of move in space, and just feeling that movement and the beauty and thinking like, is that an old jaguar carving or am I imagining that? I want to ask you about that.
In the mountains?
Yeah. Jaguar monkey. Do you know what
it's what you see, but it's not really there.
Okay.
It's like there is no carving in the mountains.
Okay.
It's not man-made.
Okay.
It's not somebody.
Because I know there's so many. We live in this amazing. You live in this amazing region. Sorry, I said we. That points something else.
Here, it's a valid question because we have places with lots of carvings. So, but where we were, it's natural.
Okay. So I kept staring at that, going, is that an ancient, and I know, because you're right in the midst of all these ruins, you can see the terraces right there, the old terraces.
Yeah, of course. It's just like this particular place, it's natural. Mm-hmm. Okay. And on the medicine, when you look at the mountains, you see all kinds of faces and Incas and dinosaurs and everything,
Yeah.
I mean, these mountains once were a bottom of the ocean. So it has seen everything. It reflects everything. Yeah. It's like a natural archive of memory, of Earth memory.
Yeah.
So it's a reflection of life. So you can say anything there.
The mountains know it all.
So maybe you want to share a few minutes to tell people about your work as a diver, because I found it to be very fascinating. Research diver. Yeah. Very fascinating. Very.
Oh, I feel.
Tell me about that.
Oh my God, I feel so lucky to have been a research diver. So when I went into grad school, I grew up loving the ocean. My dad had a sailboat, and so when I went to grad school and I found out about a research diving program at San Francisco State, and I was like, I'm all in, And so for about 11 years, I kind of stayed registered as a grad student longer than you should because I wanted to stay in that program, actually. So I got to do research diving along the Big Sur coast with Fish and Game, called Fish and Wildlife. It's a part of the world that's rarely dived because it's so inaccessible. You have to go on a big ship, and then you get on a smaller boat and Zodiac and get taken to your spot. And I just feel I feel very blessed to have had this experience and seen things that most people don't see. So what I did as part of a survey of just counting fish, really, and keeping, just with a team of people. And that data, actually I'm very proud of this work, that data contributed to the creation of marine protected areas along the coast there in Central California. So I did that. I was also one of the first divers, actually the first, me and my partner were the first divers to work with Reef Check California. So we were part of like the beta team testing out the protocol, and we did the first survey in Central California. So I'm really proud of that work. I mean, that's really big now, Reef Check California. And, I'm one of the elders of it now. That was like 20 years ago. God, how time flies. But anyway, and I've also done research diving in Borneo, in Sipedang, Kabul, and I forgot the third island. And that sounds really romantic in a way, 5 weeks, but it actually wasn't, because I had to do a lot of solo diving. And it was kind of, just wasn't, I just didn't connect with the crew, we'll say, and so it was kind of difficult.
Wow,
But
that's
it
a lot
was
of
still,
courage.
nonetheless, yeah, I've been in a lot of gnarly ocean conditions,
Yeah.
By myself.
Did you meet any sharks? Any close encounters with shark?
Yeah, I see sharks all the time in tropical waters, and but I've never seen a great white shark. I'm glad.
I mean,
in
good
California.
that you did it. I mean, these guys are crazy.
No, they're not.
No?
They're just animals.
Yeah, but great white shark. I mean,
They're just
you can just
animals.
scratch its tummy. You know what I mean?
So I have a friend who works to ameliorate our fears around big animals. Can I mention his name? He's kind of a famous guy. Oh, he's
Sure.
kind of from your part of the world. Amos Nahom.
Who's that?
Amos Nahom. And he...
From where?
he's from... he's from Israel. He's from Israel.
What's the name exactly?
Amos.
Amos?
A-M-O-S.
Amos.
Second name N-A-C-H-O-U-M.
So how is
Hi, Amos.
Nahum, maybe?
Nahom,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Almost Nahom. He dives, he's dived out of a cage with a great white shark and just...
Out of the cage?
Yes, and just he's taken photographs. He's dived with...
Powerful.
I mean, he's got a lot of balls. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
so
like
scary.
He was in the whatever. Yeah, he's
Great
quite a character.
white-
So he's just trying to prove to you they're not scary. So one of his photographs was greatly exaggerated and used for the Jaws in the Jaws movie. It was his photograph, but then it completely exaggerated.
Yeah, of course.
Completely exaggerated. So he's
Hollywood.
yeah. So he's trying to work to educate people, say these are not scary animals. They're in their environment. They're predators.
Well, they're not scary until they eat you alive.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
they are.
unfortunately, right when they're trying to check you out, they bite you, and it's like, whoops. But how else are they going to check you out?
Don't do this at home. kind of
How
thing.
else are you going to check them out? Right. Yeah. There's actually been a couple attacks.
So did you have any psychedelics underwater while diving?
God, are you kidding? No.
That would remove shark anxiety if you just drop some acid and kind of,
No way.
and then the guy's coming,
being
like,
underwater is psychedelic enough on its own. It's so and you can have kind of trippy. Now you got me going. You can have very trippy experiences diving. There's a phenomenon called getting narked.
no, what's that?
Getting nitrogen narcosis. When you go deep, what happens is you get affected by the gas mix isn't right for depth. The air mix isn't right, so people use several. So what happens is you just feel really messed up. And I was diving on a night dive in Borneo. It was a fun dive. So I think it was my first night dive. It was on a cliff, and at about 130 feet, 120 feet. And it sounds like a pun, but it's not. I heard choral singing, like in church. That
Beautiful, the coral.
Yeah,
Wow.
I could hear the singing.
Were you on something or just?
No, that's what I mean.
Somewhere?
It's a natural phenomenon that occurs at depth when you're breathing air. So I heard.
Like a concert.
Yeah.
Choral concert.
I heard singing, and I realized, whoops, I must be narked. And then you just rise up a bit, and then it goes away.
Well, this is where a microdose of Huachuma would help.
So funny.
Just to remove the narc anxiety.
Well,
Just chill for a while
there's
and listen to the
theory.
corals.
There's a theory, except that it affects your physiology, and it's not healthy. It could affect
still
you.
believe-
I mean, it might.
It would be a nice
What do you
experience.
think about this?
Just a light
I mean, you
dose.
just got to
Are you
rise
kind
up
of,
a bit.
you
And then
know, checking the corals, you know.
You'll have to find, I know there are divers who dive altered. I don't personally, I don't do that. I like to be totally straight. When
I mean,
dive.
I've done it in the swimming pool.
Yeah, that's a
Many
lot
times.
different, Sergey, than being in the ocean.
It's like,
Because what if you're like, is that a real shark or is it a fake shark?
yeah, is it just a
something-
memory of the ocean?
Right, is that
Or is the actual guy there?
right? Exactly.
You know?
Like, well, I don't know.
But,
So,
well, I don't know. I wasn't there,
that's
you know.
funny. Well, the coral singing was, I mean, it was funny.
At least you would try to make a conversation with this dude, you know, in the medicine. You would just freak out and just, you were just like, hey, you know, well won, you know. I'm you.
I do know people who will like smoke some pot and go to depth, just whatever. But like me, it's like no. I remember I was diving with a boyfriend in Carmel, and he just went really deep, and I stayed shallower. I stayed at like 80 feet, and he said, "Okay, I'll be back in 3 minutes." And believe me, when you're waiting for someone underwater and you're at depth for 3 minutes, that's a long freaking time. Just like.
No, on pot I wouldn't do that because that would be like then you just forget about breathing. You just forget what is your oxygen tank. I mean,
Well, okay,
know.
so I'm going to share something with you. So the reason I can't even like in other words, the high of diving is so blissful for me. It's so natural. Why would I don't need to alter it, and so I've become so at home with my environment, despite having all this crap on me. One time I was diving, and I actually had to check and make sure God, now I'm going to sound crazy.
Okay.
Good thing I'm
a little bit louder.
no.
So we can
So I
hear
was
it.
swimming underwater, feeling very relaxed, just super blissed out, just perfect dive, and I thought, God, am I breathing like through the water or something? And I had to put my hand on my regulator to make sure it was there, because it just felt like, I was just one, right, with the underwater. I was so relaxed.
But breathing the oxygen.
Yeah, breathing air, not oxygen. Breathing, you actually breathe air. But I wondered, am I still breathing? It was just again kind of like an altered consciousness state. Like I wasn't sure. Like had I crossed some threshold just for a moment? So that's why I don't need to take anything underwater.
So did you?
It's all good.
Did you have any, any near-death experience underwater?
I had a near-death experience, not underwater, but certainly at the surface and at the end of a dive. I had a near-death experience that I actually processed as a gift from the universe about 17 years ago.
So what happened?
So I was diving with a new boyfriend at a famous dive site that's really for advanced divers. And it's a very steep slope at the beach. And so when the ocean energy comes up, it's like crashing. So it was calm when we went out, and my boyfriend was a very experienced diver. He was had been an urchin diver in Southern California. And when we came back up, there was a swell. And again, since it's a short, steep beach, and if there's a swell, it's going to be crash. Unlike this, if the waves are coming, it's very gentle, right? But it's like the beach is like that. You're like boom, boom, boom.
You get all the power of
Yeah,
the
you're getting
water,
all this
tons
power
of
just
water.
boom crashing against a wall. So I just looked at him and I said, okay, let's just dive under and try to get to the beach. We were both strong, and I got tossed up on the beach, and I was, I guess I'd gotten cold or something. I mean, it's cold water there, and I couldn't take off my gear, so I'd be lighter. I was like, kind of dragged down by my tank and my gear. And I remember thinking, because sometimes when dangerous things happen, I think, like, oh, well, okay, so this is interesting, kind of like just taking it in stride, like it's going to be okay. So, got tossed again, and then I started to realize, like, oh shit, this is serious. I'm getting weak. So, and my boyfriend had come up to me. I don't know how he was going to save me. I did say to him, like, don't you need to save yourself. Don't worry about me. You need to save yourself. Anyway, I don't know how long this went on. He did manage to, he told me later, did manage to climb up on the beach, and he was watching me, just kind of in this washing machine, this turmoil of the waves. And I remember being outside the wave break and thinking, like, I guess this is it. And I thought, well, it's normal. I mean, it makes sense. I spend a lot of time in the ocean. Totally makes sense. Oh, and when I was much younger, like in my 20s, I was sailing to Baja with my boyfriend and my father, and we were in a gale, like in bear masting, like really gnarly, just, like you don't dare put up a sail because you don't want to, you just bear mast. And I remember that time thinking, like, wow, I guess I'm going to die. Oh, well, I've had a fun life, even though I was 28. I mean, so I'd already been thinking about death, it's kind of, and anyway, so this time, outside the break, I was just floating there, and it was super peaceful, and this is where I got in touch again with that true nature, being connected to the universe. I just thought, okay, I'm going home. I'm going home. I didn't feel any fear. It was totally calm, and I passed out. And because I grew up in Southern California as a body surfer.
You passed out in the water?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I passed out.
Wow.
So I did pass out. It was very peaceful. I think I remember thinking, like, oh, I guess I don't have to hold my pee anymore. I'll just let go. Like, what does it matter?
Yeah.
I'm dead.
That's it.
Who cares, right?
That's a small
it's
problem.
like a freedom. Like, good.
To have.
Good, I'm leaving. And I'll tell you, I've had a lot of suicidal ideation since I was very young. So it's kind of like a relief. Like, oh, good, I'm dying. No more of this bullshit.
So what happened?
I'm done. Well, then I woke up on the beach getting oxygen.
So who took you?
So what happened is my boyfriend, even though he was weak, I did wash up on the beach. And he said I was very blue. And I was very, I was hypoxic, didn't have oxygen. He did grab onto me, and he said some people were walking down to the beach saying, do you need help? And he's like, yes, of course. Yes, I need help pulling out, this woman. So they pulled me out, and then they called the ambulance. So yeah, I was getting oxygen, and this was, I say, about 17 years ago. And my first, so this shows you how fucked up our system is, right? Our insurance system is.
So what happened?
Because I didn't have insurance at that time. So the medic says, we need to take you to the hospital because I was low oxygen. And my first words were, I don't have insurance. The dying words of so many people, probably. I mean, people do die because they don't have insurance in our country. Mm-hmm. It's messed up. So, and then I thought, oh, wait a second, I did almost die. Okay, take me to the
So you
hospital.
came back to your consciousness?
Yeah, I came back to my consciousness, and then, of course, I was
but
worried.
You washed out? Or the guy...
The guy, he pulled me out with help from someone else. They pulled me up, and somebody called...
So he saved your life?
Yes,
or?
he saved my life. He saved my life.
Saved
Chris saved my life.
Because you passed out and you could just drown.
Yeah, I could have just...
But he was there
drifted.
to kind
He
of
just
pull you to the beach.
He was crazy and in love with me. So he saved my life. And then I went to the hospital, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I have dive insurance for that kind of situation, so everything was paid for. But again, coming out of a situation, you're not...
It's just so crazy thinking, I mean, you just need air.
Yeah, you just need air. You just need
give me some air here.
So they gave me...
So the thing about insurance is...
Well...
It's like, girl, you have insurance, no, sorry, no air for you.
Okay, we're going to let you...
Give me some oxygen here.
Well, they were giving me oxygen. That's the thing. They have a mask, and they're like feeding. That's why I woke up, right? That's why it came out of my near-death experience. So I looked at it as like, wow, that's an awesome gift. I am not afraid of death. Like that was the beginning of a lot. When I really went into a lot of working on myself at about that time. Around 17 years ago. I was only 50, really went into a lot of work. So, unfortunately, this boyfriend had PTSD from it. He was haunted by seeing me getting tossed in the waves. It was horrible. He couldn't get rid of it. And he was very depressed, and oh my God, he tried EMDR. That didn't work.
You need to come here to drink medicine.
Well, I mean, there's more in the story.
Okay.
So, and the relationship really went south. He was a very, very fucked up guy. Very fucked up guy. And he started, and we were living together. And about a year later, I remember, well, he was getting abusive. And I remember thinking, I'm too old for this. Like, come on. I can't fucking put up with this. And I remember he had this, I don't talk about this much, by the way.
Yeah, just make it brief.
Okay.
It's not about the guy.
So anyway, he was suffering a lot, abusing me. I told him, like, that's it, we're splitting up. And then he went out sailing during a small craft advisory, drank, like, a bunch of vodka, and fell off the boat. And his body wasn't found for 2 weeks. So it was found on Thanksgiving Day. So yeah, very tragic for him. Yes, he needed deep, deep healing.
Of course.
Yeah, so that was a tragic, that was a rough time, one of my rough periods in my life,
Did you have psychedelics during the time?
No, I wasn't doing any psychedelics. Oh, wait. Yeah, I wasn't doing any psychedelics at that time, let me think. No, wasn't. I was just prior to him. I was doing ecstasy with a boyfriend, but it was for fun. Mm-hmm. Fun and sex.
No, that's that. I've done that too,
So, yeah, so I've had a couple near-death experiences. So I kind of feel like, everything's good.
So how you got to psychedelics from that stage of your life?
So about 3 years ago, so again, I have a lot of trauma, and I had a lot of social anxiety. And about 3 years ago, and I was being haunted by, I'm I guess my aura had holes in it, and so I would kind of be sensitive to less than kind spirits. So I was kind of being haunted by those, or I'd wake up in the morning in a full-blown anxiety attack, and I was just like, I'm so freaking sick of this, and I knew that psychedelics were being used a lot to heal people's traumas, and I wasn't seeing a therapist or anything, because I, just wasn't doing that right. And the Psychedelic Society group happened to, occur where I live. And I thought, I'm going to go check that out, because I'm going to look for some psychedelics. And then somebody told me about Toad. And I was like, yeah, I'll try that. I was kind of open, like, I just need to try something. Mm-hmm. So, and that's not really a classic psychedelic. It's something totally different. And it helped me tremendously. It was like, wow. And then...
So
yeah.
that was what your first experience with 5-MeO?
Yeah, that was 3 years ago. Yeah, a bit over 3 years ago. Yeah, and I found it to be incredibly healing.
But you had had a lot of acid before.
Oh yeah, I've had acid,
That's
but
before.
That was when I was a
before,
teenager.
yeah.
That was when I was a teenager. Yeah, I didn't get any healing from acid. Again, when you're a teenager, you're mixing, and there's no awareness. There's no awareness.
Just frying your brain, basically.
Yeah, you're frying your brain. Well, Michael Pollan says that psychedelics are for adults.
Yeah, I think he's right in that. Definitely. Although I wasn't adult when I was doing that, but I was different always. For me, it was always a journey of seeking, taking something to expand my consciousness, to understand things. Yeah. I wasn't just running away, from myself. But that's like a more on a rare side than a common way of doing that,
Yeah, I think because of my youthful sexual traumas, I was always looking for an escape.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I wasn't, I didn't want to be awake.
Yeah.
But I
to
still...
be forgetful.
Yeah, but I still always had. I think what gave me resilience was remembering that true nature that I knew as a child. That got me through. But, yeah, there were years of, most of my life being depressed. Drugs, alcohol. Just all the things that you do when you loathe yourself and you don't love yourself.
Exactly. Well, you're in
So-
a self-destructive mode.
Yeah, you're totally self-destructive.
So, what was your 5-MeO like, and how that directed your life, maybe, or helped you heal something?
Yeah, it helped me heal in many ways. It helped me realize that I was perfect as I am, that I was exactly where I need to be in my life. I don't need to strive and grasp and, I wish that, blah, 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 or regret. It made me realize that the reason I've suffered so much is to develop compassion, is to have compassion for other people. It relieved my social anxiety. It just opened my heart up more. But also, remember, I also, meditate. I have a meditative practice. So they kind of work synergetically. I have tools. They work together. I mean, I think the 5-MeO, pulls away the veil, and you can see, and you can have this amazing experience, but then you got to hold on to that and work with it, and that, and that's why it's so great. I'll just put in a plug for you here. That's why it's so great. People can be here for a while and really
integrate,
work with it, because believe me, some people just do this and then they don't know, how come I don't feel as good as I used to? Well, you got to freaking work on it. You don't just have this enlightenment experience and then that's it, and think you're never going to be an asshole again. You got to keep working, do the work.
Of course.
You got to do the work. So, yeah, to me, it's just, it made sense of a lot of disparate experiences in my life. Everything just, all the little pieces started fitting for me. I started understanding why I'm here now.
I had a few people over the years who came here extremely traumatized by the 5-MeO.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
I had to bring them back to normality.
Yeah.
I mean, extreme traumas.
I know.
Probably worse than anything I have seen. From any other psychedelic substances, plants, anything.
I know.
It was one girl from Mexico. She was just completely destroyed and shot.
Yeah.
And here we had to do some work to kind of
it can happen.
Reanimate her. So what would you maybe give advice to people who are curious about the thought
I would say
journeys,
I would say, for one thing, don't go to a roadside shop you see in Mexico, because they don't really give a shit about you. You're just going to go in, have an experience, and it's bye, and then you're on your own. So yeah, it's extremely dysregulating. So don't do that. I would say really get to know a facilitator beforehand. Really create that bond, that trust with someone. Ask them how they're going to support you afterwards. Ask them if they can put you in touch with other people to support you. Again, here, what's so beautiful is you're hanging out with people for a while and sharing and processing together, because we are social animals. We're interdependent, and healing happens from being with other people. We help each other, and you encourage that. The fireside chats after a day. That's incredibly useful to hear about people's lows and highs. So I think if you're looking for a facilitator, just find out, what kind of support. It's almost more important to find out how are you going to be supported afterwards. I mean, I know that people get fucked up from this. I mean, there's a lot of unconscientious providers. I mean, you need to really have, as a facilitator, right intention, and not just
caring heart.
Yeah, caring heart, and not just do it because you can make a bunch of money on it. And there's also, because it is a disassociative, there's sexual abuse that can occur. I mean, it's it's awful. I mean, it makes me so mad. So anyway, I would just say really. Don't do some fly-by-night person, go to some person by the side of the road you see in Mexico. And there are places like that, and believe me, it really pisses me off.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I've heard other things about big groups of people being served, and then people having a hard time, and there's no one. Yeah, and there's no one there to help that person. I mean, that's horrible. So, find out how many people. Will you be served alone? Are you in a group?
So basically, back to set and settings.
Yeah, it's set and setting exactly. It's the
same thing.
Yeah, don't just do it because you want to try. Like, check that off your psychedelic to-do list, right?
Might not end too well.
It's too, it's too powerful. I mean, it's just, yeah.
So you're doing synthetic from the lab made?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
I see. So would you recommend people to go see you somewhere, or that's something behind the scene?
That's behind the scene.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what else would you like to share?
I just want to share again how impressed I am by this I love where you're at, Calca, because, I spent 4 days here, went on a tour, was in Cusco for a couple nights, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand tourist towns and the noise and seeing a bunch of Westerners. And I was like, I'm going back. Because I didn't know if I would. I thought I'd do some other sightseeing. But I was missing you guys. I was missing Nadine, Michael, Marceau. I was missing everyone, missing your family. The quietness here, just the open-hearted gentleness. Actually, that reminds me. Can I read something real quick?
Yeah?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Starting to be windy here.
Okay. So, one thing that's very important in my particular practice is there's the concept of the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And the Sangha is the community of fellow spiritual seekers. And so it's almost like this is a Sangha because we're spiritual seekers together.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
it
like
is.
all three in one, actually.
Yeah, so...
you meet Buddha every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
But the most important part is, okay, so this is something, as we pick our way along our path, we find ourselves drawn to certain people. These people get us, in a way. Our old friends, family, co-workers, and even our lovers don't. These people make up our spiritual community, or satsang. Satsang is a Sanskrit term derived from two roots, sat meaning true and sangha meaning community, company or association. It can be translated as associating with good people or simply being in the company of truth, and refers to the act of gathering with like-minded, uplifting people, especially those on a spiritual path. So that's how I felt being here.
Yeah.
So connecting with other people who are really seeking truth, and are on a spiritual path. So
that's what I attract.
Yeah,
that's what I am. That's what I attract. That's what I want.
So that, to me, that's why I ran back from Cusco. It's like,
There's no much truth in there.
No, it's just cars. To see
noise.
Like.
Although Cusco has its own charm.
I'm sure it does.
Noise, it's a very charming ancient
I'm sure it
city.
is, but I was like, I just don't feel like being here. So, anything else? I've got some bad cotton mouth right now.
Okay.
Being on camera.
It's okay. No, you're doing good. You're doing good. It's been real, That's the point of all this. That's how we live our lives.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just
be authentic.
Just authentic. You just be you. Be yourself. And that's how you make a difference in this world. That's how you inspire other people.
Yep. Definitely.
The moment you pretend to be something else, you lose the path. So, and that's where the medicine comes handy. It's kind of a reality check for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just,
it kind of. These medicines will just show you where you're full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And teach you to love yourself.
Yeah.
Even if you are full of shit. It's like, okay, I love myself. That's bullshit. Okay.
And
now
you heal, you change,
work on that. Yeah.
You work things through.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Well, anything else you want to share? Maybe with people who would want to come and would be afraid of Huachuma, afraid of coming to Peru, to Andes, you know?
I would say, this is what I would say. Okay, so you don't have to take Diamox to come to altitude. Take ibuprofen, take 600 milligrams.
Diamox actually, it's suppressing your immune system.
Yeah, that's not a good medicine. But you can take...
You need your immune system.
Yeah, so ibuprofen works just as well. 600 milligrams before about 6 hours before you land. Take another 600 milligrams every 4 hours. I'm getting tongue-tied. Every 4 hours, and that worked like a charm for me. Plus, just take it easy. Sergey didn't allow me to take a nap when I got here. Just here, drink some coca tea, stay awake. It's like, okay, even though I felt like I was very wobbly. And then there was the other issue. Right, there was the other issue. And then, after your first ceremony, because it is a body load, and I had that the day after I arrived, right?
Yeah.
So which was on a
Next day.
Friday, and then on Saturday I got a massage.
That was nice.
Get a
Yeah,
massage. That will help,
And
help you
sauna.
embody.
Did you go to sauna with us, right?
No.
Yeah, we're going today.
Yeah. I think
That's
that'd be-
super relaxing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
good.
love saunas.
That's why I always tell people to come on Saturday.
Yeah.
So have 2 days before first ceremony, get adjusted to the altitude,
Yeah.
relax,
Yeah,
get your
yeah, yeah.
massage, go to the sauna.
Yeah.
Feel good,
Yeah.
feel settled down.
Yeah.
And Monday you're ready to drink.
Because I was still feeling wobbly when I got served, and I
course.
was wondering, like, I was fine. But yeah, get a massage, take ibuprofen, trust this place. Sergey's wife is lovely, his children are lovely. It's safe.
So,
I mean,
that's
that's
the
best.
word here,
Yeah, yeah,
Safe and beautiful and peaceful,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
everything that you need in order to open up and do the healing.
Yeah, that's where it starts, with trust.
So what would you tell to women?
A
Single
woman, I would
woman,
say that's what I was that's what I was thinking of. It's safe for a woman.
it's important.
It's
Many
incredibly
women travel
important.
by themselves,
Yeah.
and
I'm a soul.
there's always a risk
Yeah,
when you go. I mean, not here really, but when you go to jungle
big
and
cities
stuff.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you need to be
I've been
careful.
very fortunate in that all my solo travels, nothing's. I mean, the only thing bad that's ever happened to me has been in the United States. When I've solo traveled, I've been like safer, almost, just messed up. But yeah,
Well, it's important point.
yeah,
Safety is a serious thing.
yeah.
I mean, the last thing you want is to have to be on the
Yeah.
medicine and be molested. I mean,
yeah,
it's just
no,
like
it's inconceivably.
it's a
horrible.
lifelong trauma.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
trauma
no,
for life.
no, it's
I mean,
horrible.
you don't want that to happen anyhow. I mean,
Yeah,
at all.
and then when you're
But when you're like out of your mind and you can't do anything, it's like it's
Yeah.
completely.
yeah.
I mean, it's not the case with Huachuma because you are in your mind here. But when you drink ayahuasca, it happens, and that's
And
not
fine.
good. I mean,
DMT.
yeah,
and
too, because you're
also-
completely whacked out.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
you
you can't even,
disassociate.
you can't just like stand and fight or
Yeah.
leave. I mean, you're like out of. It's just such extreme. It's evil. It's
Yeah,
pure
it is
you know?
evil.
So that's why we
Abusing
create. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone is evil.
Yeah, of course. In any, it's like without psychedelic, but with psychedelic, it's just so much worse.
Yeah.
It's just like So what we're doing here is like we're doing everything that you have the best experience in the most trusted, in the most in the safest environment. So that's not even an issue. When you just come here, you're like,
I know.
you don't even need to. I mean, you just come here, you feel. And we that's the spirit in which we work. Safety first, healing second, for me.
Yep.
And
I totally agree.
that's the priorities
Completely
here.
agree.
So it would be great if you had more time for sure, because you definitely can take the medicine. You have beautiful connection with it, and imagine like every week it goes deeper.
Yeah,
Because
I know.
it just takes a week to settle down here
Yeah.
in the mountains,
Well,
different
yeah,
air,
yeah.
different pace.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you just arrive, and it's just like you're still floaty. You know, you're
Yeah.
still spaced
I was
out.
very floaty for the few
Totally,
days.
totally.
And then the massage helped. It's like,
Yeah.
boom, I feel great.
Yeah, well, that's what
Yeah.
we implement many
Yeah.
tools to,
Yeah.
to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and then the work starts like after a week. Like the work starts when you leave here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
I have to tell you something.
it's like introduction.
Yeah, I know. I got the little, here's the pre-kindergarten.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you something funny. When I walked downtown this morning, the ATM machine's broken. Anyway, and I was walking back, and I thought, oh, well, I've never really walked, I've always seemed to walk with someone, so I'm not really paying attention to architecture or the street. And today I was like really looking, I was on that side of the street, and I'm looking, and I'm walking, and I'm going, what the, like, I don't remember walking up this far. Like, what happened? Did the Huachuma just transport me somewhere else? Like, whoa. I mean, you never know, right? Like, what can happen? I'm pretty sensitive because of 5. I'm pretty sensitive. I'm more sensitive. So I just thought maybe it's just still taking me on this little journey. So I'm walking up there. Oh my God! And I had to ask some guy, and I was recognizing.
Am I still in Calca here?
Yeah, right. I'm right.
I've been
And
transported.
I recognized the bridges over to the field, and then I saw some people, and I just asked the kid, like, es cae, Miguel Grau, and he goes, no, it's, Abajo. I'm like,
Well,
okay.
I'm in Calca, still good.
Okay, so that's good.
I'll find my way. I'll just wander the streets, but I'm still around. I'm not in Cusco,
So I keep walking, and anyway, I just realized it's further up, and it changes name.
So you
right?
figure out the ATM thing?
No, there's no ATM. There's no ATM.
There's one
ATM's
across. You didn't check?
No, there's one across from
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
that's in the plaza.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
Bank Nacion and Caja Cusco. It's like right across.
Oh, okay.
It's just
because there's that
literally-
nice resort there. That's probably
Yeah, that's a hotel.
Right,
It's a Casano
right.
hotel, so it's like on the first floor.
Yeah.
You couldn't see it because they do the work on the plaza,
yeah.
so it
Oh, okay.
won't go.
So that's cool because I realized
You still can go
out of
and
cash.
eat some ceviche
Yeah.
around.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So anyway, I would just say, ladies, come here. It's safe.
That's, well, my wife keeps
Keeps
makes
it
sure
safe. Yeah, I'm
she
sure.
makes sure.
Well, she has to protect you also.
She protects me from all these ladies,
Yeah,
you know.
she protects you from the free.
I mean, it's
get
not
rid of-
like I'm a moral guy. I mean, I never would impose myself on anyone, but
But
it's
there's-
a natural thing. People open up. I open up my heart. We just share, and there's a lot of sharing, and it's a very deep emotional connection.
Yeah.
That's how healing happens. Like
Yeah.
you need to feel people. It's like you need to open up. That caring for people. That's what.
Yeah, it's
That's
healing.
what. That's what facilitates healing. But
Yes.
at the same time, it creates a very deep bond,
Yeah.
which often can be confused with. With other things.
Yeah,
So part of my work is just
Definitely.
ensure that it's not taken in a different way,
Yeah,
and it's
gotta make the boundaries clear,
it's like of course we
Yeah.
have bond. Yes, I have
Yeah.
bond with
Right.
many people,
Yeah.
but it just
Yeah. It's good for people to be
it's
aware.
yes, that's how you fall in love.
Yeah.
You understand a person, you like a person, and you feel a deep connection
Mm-hmm.
to a person. So
Yeah.
it's very important to keep it always professional.
Yep.
And definitely, all my family here, and it's like, I'm loyal to my wife, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to cross that line, but it's good to have that extra protection, for
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
that I
yeah.
don't lose my path
Yeah.
in romance. In a good way, of course, but even that is bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
even
yeah.
in a good way, it's bad in that situation. It's like it's very important to keep it professional
Yep.
for
You're
me.
running
So yeah, because it's like
running
I'm an ex-cult
business.
member. I have seen abuse, and I'm the antidote to this.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to abuse. I'm allergic to lies and all this. Taking advantage of people. It's like
Yeah.
So.
Disempowering people.
I'm
it
here the
sucks,
other way, I mean? to empower people and to,
Good.
you know, but it's good. It's all good to kind of. It's all well balanced here,
Yeah,
you know.
it is. It is.
So,
It is.
you know, the medicine have shown me that in the very beginning. It just shown me that, you know, if I want to lose it all, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, got it,
You got the message.
got it.
Good.
You know. So I feel like I'm growing stronger through this,
You are.
through maintaining that professionalism
You are growing
here.
stronger.
You know.
Being a facilitator is hard work,
Yeah.
and you have to really grow and not just stop growing.
Yeah,
You're
it's
co-creating,
yeah.
you know, a reality
Yeah.
or a truth.
So that's
With people that
an
you
aspect
serve.
of, but that's an aspect of being close to people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the consequence of opening up your heart and
Yeah. You like fall in love.
yeah.
Fall in love with
Oh,
all these people.
We do. I
Yeah,
mean, I do. I do fall in
do.
love with people, but it's
Yeah.
not. You know,
Yeah.
it's a spiritual. I retain it on a
Totally got it.
spiritual level.
I totally get it.
People leave, and I keep them in my heart, but
Yeah.
I never, you know. Even in my mind, I'm trying not to even go there. You know.
So sad that there are people, and I know I'm close to some of them, that have never experienced a deep love and trust with someone of the opposite sex that's not sexual. You know, that's possible. That is possible. I am blessed with many men friends who I know really deeply care for me, and they've been foundational in my healing, actually. So anyway,
Well, it's when you trust, you know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like they
trust.
allow you
Trust
to
and
trust and receive the guidance, you
Yeah.
know, without any
Yeah.
fear of being, you know, misled
yeah,
in a way.
yeah. So,
Yeah. Bathroom.
yeah. Yes,
Alright.
yes.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm trying to hey.
Hey, you were holding the pee in the ocean, so you can hold it for an
That's
hour.
true, I was, but I usually go to the bathroom before I go in the ocean
I
in my
see, I
dry
see.
suit. Now here, because I have
I
hot
see, I
mouth,
see.
I'm nervous. I'm
No,
drinking
we're
water.
actually done. Thank you very much for
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
for the chat
Yeah.
and enjoy the rest of the beautiful
will.
day. And tomorrow
We'll
we go back home.
Check out the ATM. Yeah.
and we go to sauna today, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
I may still go to that fancy resort with Nadine. I finally got a text back.
check
so
it
we'll
out. The
see.
sauna we go. It's lovely
It's
there.
15 souls.
Yeah,
Right.
it's anything fancy. It's all good
Do I
there.
need a towel? Do I need to take my own towel?
Yeah.
Oh, I do?
Well, I'll
Okay.
share with you later.
You'll share
Yeah.
with me a towel.
No, not a towel. I'll tell you how to do.
Okay.
You know, you have your own towel. You have 2 towels in the room.
Okay, we'll talk. No, only one.
Well, okay.
So I need another one. Okay, cool.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you very much,
Thank you, Sergey.
Candida, for.
I'm going to throw in one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I like that you have a sense of humor because life is kind of a joke. I mean, it's funny, it's humorous.
Yeah.
Life, you know, us as humans are kind of silly. So you have a sense of humor, and I really like that.
Yes, thank you very much. I definitely use it in my work.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah, no,
keep
you
things
have
light
to.
sometimes.
Yeah, and you
Like-
have to learn to laugh at
Yeah,
yourself. You know?
yes, you
if
do.
not, your ego goes,
Yeah.
you know, to the
Yeah,
sky,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
don't want that. You want your spirit go
And you have to make
high,
sure
but not
you're
your
not-
ego. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Sense of humor.
laughter
Yes, laughter is good.
keeps you down to earth,
Yep, it certainly does.
and it's a great tool for healing for sure.
Yes.